Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a man charged with the murder of a toddler was linked to another case involving his own son. And the Kentucky National Guard is putting together an outreach program to help support the state more efficiently.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are coming up on 6:30 on August 11th. Now let's check in with Chief Forecaster Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. And Brandon, aside from the fog this morning, our Friday forecast is looking pretty good. I know we're going to be at the Nibrock Festival in Corbin in just a little bit, and
That's right.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great day.
I think so too. Might get a little bit warm, so bring some water. We'll have to stay hydrated like everybody else. But again, it's one of those situations where it's not going to be oppressively hot, obsessively hot. But again, it's one of those situations where you do want to make sure you're wearing your sunscreen and staying hydrated. Let's take a look at our camera network. And again, a lot of fog out there this morning. Jenkins, Buffalo Mountain, WYMT, and Moorhead fogged in this morning, as you see across the board there. A little bit in Pikeville as well this morning, and then London, Corbin off the distance. There's also some clouds behind that fog, so just be aware of that. 59 Wise, 69 Monticello. A lot of mid to upper 60s out there for the most part. The exceptions, 60 Clintwood, 61 in Hazard, 63 Irvin, and in Moorhead this morning. Everybody's at 64 or above. Temperatures today head up about 85 this afternoon. I'm not going to rule out a spotty chance for rain, but I really think most of us stay dry. Sunset tonight, which you'll probably be able to see at 8:31. Olivia?
All right, thank you, Brandon. In Laurel County, a 2-year-old boy has died after deputies say he accidentally shot himself. It's the second fatal accidental shooting in Laurel County in the last 3 weeks. We spoke to gun safety advocates and experts about being a responsible gun owner. They say before loading up your guns, it's important to know the power behind the trigger. Whitney Austin, who advocates for responsible gun ownership, says the safest way to store your gun is to unload it, lock it, and put it and the ammunition in separate locations.
Every single day, lives can be saved just because someone has learned why they need to safely store.
The case in Laurel County is still under investigation. A northeastern Kentucky man has been brought into custody in connection to a woman found dead inside a home in Lewis County. Dispatch received information about the situation happening in the Garrison community Wednesday. During the investigation, detectives determined 20-year-old Damian Hebler of Garrison shot the woman, who later died from her injuries. Hebler was charged with murder and was taken to the Greenup County Detention Center. State police are investigating a reported stabbing in Pike County after receiving a 911 call Wednesday. Investigators with KSP responded to a home on Marrowbone Creek Road in Elkhorn City and confirmed they found a man with a stab wound. Following the investigation, officials say 42-year-old Jeffrey Coleman of Shelbyana had non-life-threatening injuries from the stab wound and was taken to a hospital for treatment. A Southern Kentucky man in jail on charges he killed his girlfriend's daughter is now facing charges in his own baby's death. Jordan Taylor is accused of killing 3-year-old Amora Smallwood. That case is in Whitley County, but now Taylor is facing similar charges in the death of his 6-month-old son in Clay County. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to the Clay County prosecutor about the troubling claims.
I will have things to say.
Gary Gregory's office is a display of the many experiences he's had across many decades.
This is the most innocent person. What's this kid done to anybody?
But nothing could perhaps prepare one for the horrific case of a 6-month-old's death at the hands of another.
We knew that when this happened to this child, you know, he died under suspicious circumstances.
That was in July of 2020, 3 years ago, but it wasn't until the boy's father, Jordan Taylor, was arrested for killing another child in Whitley County that police say evidence linked him to his son's death.
People had kept those thoughts to themselves, as people sometimes do, until they find out about other matters and feel assured that, hey, man, this is really going forward.
When I spoke to the Whitley County prosecutor about the Amora Smallwood case, he told me that it was one of the worst child death cases that he had ever seen. A similar sentiment expressed by the prosecutor here in Clay County on the death of this 6-month-old.
You sit and spend many minutes and hours wondering, how could you do something like this to a 6-month-old kid for apparently no reason whatsoever.
The Whitley County case is progressing, and Taylor is expected to answer to the Clay County charges soon.
To make sure that he gets 2 doses of justice, quite frankly.
In Clay County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Jordan Taylor is currently being held in the Whitley County Jail. His former girlfriend, Amora Smallwood's mother, is also facing charges in connection to that case. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office is looking for a car involved in a hit-and-run crash. The incident happened Wednesday afternoon north of London on US 25. The vehicle is a black Ford Expedition or Explorer with chrome center caps. If you have any information on this, you are asked to call the Sheriff's Office at 606-864-6600 or message them on Facebook. London police officer Logan Medlock was killed in a crash last year while on the line of duty. Now a Laurel County woman is using her talents as an artist to raise money for the fallen officer's wife and son. WYMT's Keaton Hall has the story.
Laurel County artist George Ellen Jackson was at home the night London police officer Logan Medlock was killed in the line of duty.
I actually heard the crash that night when he passed away. And so the next morning, you know, I found out who it was. It kind of bothered me because I've met him a few times before, and he's always been really nice.
Jackson says she was inspired to do something for Medlock's family using her talents. Now she's raffling off a piece of her art, an image of Officer Medlock with his son, Brantley. The winner will be announced at an art show this Saturday in London.
Yeah, we've got artists from Louisiana, Florida, I think some may be coming from South Carolina and Tennessee, so it's going to be a big event.
The event is being sponsored by Jackson's art group, Painting New Beginnings. Jackson took up painting after a tumor left her without most of her vision.
Even though, you know, I could still drive, it got to where I couldn't anymore. So I'm sitting at home 24/7, you know, and COVID hit, and I was real depressed.
That's when Jackson says her son found canvases, paints, and brushes in their attic that had never been opened.
I just looked up and said, okay, God, thank you. And I've been painting ever since.
Jackson says she's been inspired by the support she's received already.
More people have gave donations than they have actually bought raffle tickets. And the ones that bought raffle tickets has actually put them in Brantley's name.
The art show starts at noon on Saturday at the London Laurel County Farmers Market. In London, Keaton Hall, WYMT Mountain News.
You can purchase a raffle ticket for $5 at the London Police Department or the day of the art show. Leaders with the Kentucky National Guard are assembling a statewide emergency response plan. Those leaders traveled to each county, finishing their tour of the Commonwealth just last month. They spoke with county leaders about emergency response plans. A Guard spokesperson says the idea came after they helped with the flooding in eastern Kentucky last summer.
And chances are we're going to have new lessons learned by them, because Mother Nature is going to rear her ugly head again between now and then. And we will take those new lessons learned and we will go back out into the counties and start meeting with them again and start educating again. So,
Sergeant Rhodes says the goal for the program moving forward is to take all the data and make specific plans for each of the 120 counties. EKU says this year's freshman class is one of the largest in school history. And before classes start, school officials are spending the weekend making sure those students feel welcome in their new home. Students will participate in a variety of activities, including an outdoor music concert. Students we spoke to say these activities are helping them ease into the college experience.
It's like a whole new environment. It's like I literally know no one here, so it's scary, you know. If we didn't have all these activities and stuff, I wouldn't meeting new people until classes and stuff.
Part of the Big E Welcome will be an outdoor concert tonight on campus at 8 with hip-hop artist Lil Jon. The University of Kentucky is connecting businesses to students. Yesterday was the school's 5th annual employment summit, which was hosted at Kroger Field's Central Bank Club. More than 120 employer representatives from the public, private, and nonprofit sectors participated in the event. Career Center Director Ray Clear says the idea behind the event is to connect employers to staff at UK so they can use those connections made there to impact students.
I'm really focusing on how employers can be early and active in connecting with UK students.
Last year, the University of Kentucky was ranked by Forbes as one of the best employers for new grads.
.39 here on this Friday morning. We're looking at some fog down along I-75 at London. Temperatures down there, some of the warmest in the region, 68 right now out that way. 69 in Monticello just down the road. 65 Manchester, 66 Jackson and Prestonsburg, 63 Moorhead, 66 Harlan, 65 Middlesboro, 61 again in Wise, and 60 in Clintwood. Out the door forecast, some fog and some clouds early. Sunshine mixed with clouds later, and maybe a stray chance for a passing shower in the heat of the day, but I think 90% of us stay dry. Probably 99% of us stay dry. But again, 85 a daytime high. Olivia?
Thanks, Brandon, and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:40. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. Sometimes less is more, and that might be the case with daily walks in the summer heat.